We're live. How's it going, everybody? This is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist. Pow, 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 pow. Let's do this. I got my trusted Starbucks with me. Yeah. And I got some water. Water. Yeah. Those of you who are ready, let's do this. I'm going to paint a happy little painting. All right, let's do this. Uno, dos, tres. Let's do this now. I'm going to use a vertical canvas because I can. Because I'm nice. Because I'm nice. Because I'm nice. I love saying that I'm nice. All right, here we go. Those of you who are artists, get ready to witness the awesome of 2000. The awesome. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a... Let's start out by doing a drawing around it, because I know some of you are like all into the whole drawing thing. So I'm going to use a graphite, okay? Look at my dirty little hands. I do a graphite. This is essentially just pencil lead, okay? Just thick pencil lead. And I'm going to do my drawing. Now, what I want to do here in this little demo is show you guys what is possible when you just let loose. Okay? Maybe perhaps a little pear right here. You know, one of those cheesy pears. There it is. It's peeking there. Maybe perhaps another little pear right here. Because, you know, who doesn't want pears? Everybody likes pears. Let's keep it to 3. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This little thing is going to create some tension with this little thing. You see that? Muy macho. And then I'm going to draw it. I'm going to draw it. Notice the outline is not the drawing, okay? Some people are like, dude, that's the drawing. That's not the drawing. The outline is not the drawing. The outline is just to kind of guide us where things are going. The outline is just an outline. This is the actual drawing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there with paint. Black paint. Bam. And this is just to kind of say, okay, well, let's put some stuff in. Let's set some stuff in stone. Just joking. I don't set anything in stone. But it's just to kind of give us an idea, right? There we go. And maybe some tension over here. A little bit of tension. Something like that. Okay? Now I'm going to bring out my awesome brush. By the way, guys, this is totally fun. If you're not having fun, it's because, I don't know, something went wrong. Loose brush painting is very fun. It's very simple to do. I didn't say easy, okay? There's nothing easy about the whole thing. It's just simple. It's simple. But sometimes simplicity can be a little bit difficult. Loose brush painting is a very difficult thing if you're stuck in your head. Let's put it that way. Because there's a lot of judgment that happens, right? By you, right? You start judging yourself. You're like, man, I'm not good enough, and on and on and on. Don't even get me started on those rants. And it's a really good practice to learn how to let go. Loose brush work is a good practice to learn how to just, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. Nothing is. If it was, well, then oh well, let it burn. Nothing is really the end of the world. It's very simple. You start playing with it. It's sort of at times it's almost like you're caressing the canvas. There's times that it feels like you're just sweeping it. There's other times, I know there's lots of times, where it just feels like you're just drawing with paint. You're drawing again with paint. You notice how I changed the brush, see? There is something that happens, there is speed that's happening, but it doesn't look like speed. It doesn't look like I'm going fast, right? But the painting will be done in a short period of time because there is speed happening. It's just that it looks like slow speed, but it's not slow. Man, my comparisons suck today. You guys get the point. See, there's a bit of speed happening, but it's taking your time, right? You're taking your time in a sort of weird way. And then the images, become evident. You start finding them. You start locating them. One thing helps you see the other. One line brings about the life of the other object. Until at the end, you're able to put some sparkles. Something like that. Maybe even a little bit of shade, a little shadow. There we go. There it is. There's a little still life right there. And I'm going to sign it right here. It says World's Greatest Living Artist. Bam! And I didn't even take a sip of my Starbucks. Which I will, by the way. Yeah. Here, let me show you a little close-up of that thing because I think it's worth showing. I think simplicity is a very strong thing. Let's look at it from a distance so that it comes together. And then we go into it again and it's like, what? And then bam, distance. Alright, let's go check out what's going on over here in the studio. Man, I have all kinds of work to do. I need to get done some commissions and oh man, I can't even talk about it because I'll get overwhelmed. I just got to do it. It's when I start talking about stuff when I'm like, oh, I got to work on this and I got to package that and I got to ship that. By the way, I only have 2 people working. I see you notice the 2 tables. Working, packaging, and whatnot. Guys, I've said this a lot. I'm going to say it again. Don't do that. Have more people. Do not make my mistakes. Get more people to help you. Here, I'm going to switch it over to my beautiful face. Get more people to help you guys. You need more people. Everybody does. Every small business can benefit from more people. And, I mean, quite frankly, that's where I fucked up. I fucked up really bad there. I've been doing the whole solopreneur for a long time. I've even told people, don't do the solopreneur. And people are like, don't tell people not what to do. Dude, it's because I've done it myself. The whole solopreneur doesn't work. Like you rolling up your sleeves and saying, I'm going to do this myself. Yeah, that's how you start, but it doesn't work. You can't stay there. You got to move, right? You got to move from that area to getting more help, to getting more people. It's very popular right now, this whole bullshit of solopreneur, do it yourself, roll up your sleeves and do it and stay by yourself and have your own time. It's very romantic and it's like hee hee ha ha, right? It's funny. It's very what do they call it? Gary Vaynerchuk has talked a lot about this. Like, oh man, you can do it yourself and blah blah blah. But you know, I don't believe that for a second. And I'm sorry, Gary. But like if he's gonna watch this, I'm sorry, Gary. But Gary is not in that position, so he's giving advice that he's not in a position. You know, Gary has like dozens, if not probably hundreds of people working under him. So it's not a position to be telling this to people. I don't think this kind of shit works. I personally don't think so. I think that it sounds great. It sounds romantic. When I first opened my studio, I was like, oh yeah, man, I do this myself. This was about 6.5 years ago. I first opened my studio. I was like, I'm gonna do this myself. After the 3rd year, I was worn out. And I wasn't worn out because of work, because the work never stops. You know, that's a good problem to have. I wasn't worn out because of the work. I was worn out because I was stuck thinking that I had to stay small. I was stuck thinking that I had to do it myself. I was stuck thinking that my wife and I were going to do this together and somehow we're going to conquer the world, you know, by ourselves. And certainly you can do that, but you got to get people to help you. You got to get people to come and help you do this deal. You know, you get into a place where you're doing everything yourself, man, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You don't even know it. I don't care if you're a realtor, you're a dancer, a painter like myself. You know, it's very romantic. I'm gonna think, well, yeah, if you don't want to make any income, but if you want to live off of this thing, if you want to produce income, if you want to get to the next phase, you have to get people. You have to get people to help you. This is one of the things that it's not popular. I talk about this thing often because I believe that it's people are being. I wouldn't say lied because I don't think people are really doing it consciously. But there's a lot of people out there talking about do it yourself, do it like DIY entrepreneur. No, come on. Like that's a bunch of BS. It doesn't work like that. Nothing worthwhile works like that. You know, you can't be packaging the work, packaging the paintings yourself, shipping the paintings, creating the paintings, getting back to clients, you know, putting together art galleries and exhibits and all that. You can't do that all yourself. Even if you can, because I've pulled this off with my wife, us doing it alone. Even if you do it, you can't grow. You stay stuck in a place where it has now become, it's a nice thing. You get paid well if you do it, if you work hard, but you can't grow. So you're stuck in a place where you're, what's that word? Trapped. You're trapped. You're trapped in your own, you created a cage for yourself. It's a very interesting thing, and I hear a lot of people out there talking about it. They're like, "Oh man, be a solopreneur, dude." I wouldn't advise that even to my worst enemy. I wouldn't advise for you to be a solopreneur. Go get help. Go get help. Go get people to help you. Get people that are enthusiastic, that are happy. I'm bringing in people now to my studio, and I'm like, dude, why didn't I do this 5-6 years ago? Why didn't I do this from the start? A lot of people use the whole because I didn't have money or whatever. Okay, I get it. When you're starting out, you got to do it yourself. That's a must, right? You got to do it yourself. The work never stops, hopefully. Hopefully the work never stops. That's a good problem to have. But it's a weird thing. It's experiential. You figure it out as you're doing it. You start realizing, oh my God, why am I doing everything? And it's not because, I talk about this a lot. It's not so that you go and stop working and work less. A lot of people get this confused. They're like, oh man, I got to get people in here so I can work less. That's stupid. You shouldn't go and open a business if that's your mentality. You should probably go work for someone, an 8 to 5 or whatever. It's not so you work less. It's so that you're able to grow, guys. It's so that you're able to grow. Nobody taught me this. No one told me this. I had to figure this shit out by getting slapped constantly by life all the time. You can't grow if you stay small. You can't grow if you stay a solopreneur. It doesn't work. It's a mirage. It's a lie. A lot of artists out there are talking about, man, I'm a solopreneur, dude. You know it doesn't work. I don't need to tell you that. You know it doesn't work. It barely creates a little paycheck. It doesn't work. So this is one of the reasons why I decided to grow and open a bigger studio and really go balls to the wall. Because I began to understand this. I know this whole thing. It turned into, I started with a painting and it turned into a little rant. But you know what, guys? I think it goes without really, saying, I guess that would be the proper thing to say. Anytime that you find yourself as I'm going to do it myself in a place where today you get lost online, guys. You get lost online. Like you go put something on Facebook, good luck if people see you. You probably have to put like 100 posts a day for people to, kind of like, okay, let's see what this thing is about. To just punch through the amount of noise that there is online. If you're an artist and you're doing this thing by yourself, you're wearing yourself out. I promise you, you're wearing yourself out. And not because it's a bad thing. You should do it. You should start yourself. But don't stay there. As soon as you can get help, as soon as you can get marketing help, maybe trade paintings for marketing. Talk to someone who's doing marketing, who does marketing in your city or online or whatever, and be like, dude, these are my paintings, blah blah. Each one is worth this. I'll give you 2-3 paintings for some marketing exposure. I'll give you. You can't go cheap on them either because they're not going to do anything for you. You gotta, you really gotta trade really well. Or whatever, I don't know, whatever. Like you got to get creative. I mean, you're an artist. You got to get creative. The thing is that many of us, we want to stay doing it ourselves because there's a fear of bringing in help. There's a fear of going to higher grounds. We have this fear, this tendency to believe that, well, I don't know what the other side looks like. I'm going to fear it. The reality is that it's a very lonely road. Being an artist is a very lonely road because you spend a lot of time by yourself. And although it's a very beautiful thing, if you do it as a hobby, if you do it for a living, you have to make the switch and really go pro, or otherwise you're going to start suffering. I've seen so many artists, friends, and people that I've been coaching that have a hard time moving from being a hobbyist. I love painting. A weekend, every now and then I sell a painting to I'm going to start really getting some income from my artwork. I'm really going to start, producing some results. It's a very hard jump, and one of the reasons why it's such a hard jump is because we're doing it ourselves, guys. And again, nobody taught me this deal. I had to learn this the hard way. It's a trap, guys. It's a trap. Don't stay by yourself. unless you figured something out and you want to stay by yourself and you're cool with that and you're like, no, I'm fine right here, cool. But if you're trying to take this to a pro level, if you stay by yourself, just the books every year are going to wear you out. They're going to kill you. You have to get an accountant. Just the books alone are going to wear you out. Organizing, cleaning the place. I got to bring people in here to clean because if I'm either working, painting, or I'm cleaning, right? We have 2 offices and 2 bathrooms. They need to get cleaned, right? So I need to get someone here to clean them, and on and on and on. And all these things, they're expenses, but also if I do them, then that it takes time from the things that matter, which are marketing myself, creating artwork, all of the other things that matter most. So anyways, I just wanted to leave you with that because this is something that it's been it created tremendous amount of pain in my life, in my career, trying to stay doing this gig by myself, being the solopreneur. People talk about it so much online. They're like, be a solopreneur, I'm an artpreneur, and this and that. Guys, it's a lie. It doesn't work. If it works just for a little bit. It worked for me for a little bit. My first year selling artwork, I sold over 6 figures in my first year. The first month was over $10,000, and then it just kept growing, right? But I got to a point where I couldn't grow anymore. I got into a trap. And although the money was good and the relationships, and I was building gallery exhibits, selling online, I still do a lot of online sales. I do a lot of eBay. I'm very hard on eBay. I do different stuff. Although the income was good, I fell into a trap. And nobody told me this. What people tend to tell you is, oh, figure out a lifestyle artpreneur, an entrepreneur with a lifestyle, but it doesn't work like that. It's either a real business or it's a hobby, and you got to make that call. You got to make that call because if you are going to approach it as a real business and you're trying to do it yourself, you're gonna find it's not as easy as people make it sound. You need help, guys. You need help. Everybody needs help. Some of the best artists out there that you see online on Instagram or whatever, that they're doing great, guys, they even have people stretching canvases for them. They don't show that. I know a couple of artists that, man, they're doing so great. They have people working with them. They have people that help them market the work. They have people that help them. They don't keep all them. They sell a painting, they split it. Some of it goes to marketing. Some of it goes to advertisement and gallery shows, frames, and on and on. They don't keep all the income because they know better, right? They know better. They know that they need to, in order to grow, you need to get help. You need to get people around you. So I can't stress this enough for artists out there. I'll leave you with that. Welcome to my studio. My name is Jose Trujillo. I'm an artist, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.